Boxing fans. Chris Robinson here with respected trainer Jeff Mayweather Boxing Club. And Jeff, we're talking about the performance of Nonito Donaire over the weekend. He won a 12-round decision over Jeffrey Mathebula, dropped him in the fourth. What are your thoughts on Donaire's performance this weekend?
I thought he did what was necessary to win the fight.
Come down the street if you really want to do.
He did what was necessary to win the fight. I mean, he didn't look spectacular. Like fight fans are used to seeing him.
Yeah.
But I mean, he still did some good things throughout the fight.
Now, some people are saying he loaded up on his punches too much. Maybe he was looking for the knockout. Did you see that?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he was loading up with the hook constantly. I mean, and once it landed, he never stopped. He thought he was looking for that shot again, and it never came again.
Okay.
The guy made adjustments.
What do you feel maybe Donaire could have done differently, or what will he kind of look at the tape and what will he take away from his performance?
I mean, basically, one thing is this: is that he should just go ahead and stay behind his jab, and try to set the guy up rather than just loading up and looking for a knockout.
Now, Donaire, let's talk about him and Jorge Arce. You know Jorge Arce pretty well, don't you? Can you tell kind of viewers a little bit about your history with Arce and how well you know him?
Yeah, I know Arce real well. I mean, when I would go to camp with Jeffrey Morales, he was always a part of the camp. And it's funny because at the time, I knew him before he was ever champion.
Okay.
I knew him and Castillo.
Yeah.
And basically, I'm not sure. Wait a second. Maybe it was the Chavez camp.
Yeah.
It was Chavez, I think.
Okay.
It was Chavez. Who didn't see Chavez? Because I used to be training camp with him as well.
Okay.
But anyway.
You're talking about your camps with like Morales and Castillo and Chavez. How did you get linked up with them down in Mexico? Like, how was that? Did that come about?
Well, basically, Chavez was looking for someone when he was fighting Jorge Arce.
Okay.
And so they ended up hiring me, and we had a great relationship, a great friendship, and so I ended up going to, I think, 2 more camps with him as well.
Okay.
And so I got a chance to meet Castillo and meet Arce even before they were world champions. And it's funny because Castillo gave Floyd one of his toughest fights.
Yeah.
And at that time, I would spar with him from time to time when I was here in camp, and like days when I went spar with Chavez. And so it was kind of funny to me. He would always say, "Man, get your nephew to fight me. Get your nephew to fight me." And so basically, I mean, it actually became a reality, and it ended up being one of Floyd's toughest fights. But I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it would be because.
So when you first got to know Arce, what stood out about him? Like,
Arce was a very, very funny guy because he didn't really speak English, and it's funny because he would always ask me, like late at night, that he want. I think cookies is caca or something like that.
Yeah.
But is that what it is?
I don't know, man.
I don't know, but I think that's what it was. Because he would always ask me to buy him cookies.
Yeah.
The whole time we were in training camp. And so I mean we had a friendship even though we couldn't really speak the language. I mean we still understood one another, and I mean it was a respectful situation, and I always look forward to going to camp with those guys.
Really?
It was a nice time.
What about him as a fighter? Did you see he was before he was a champion? You say, did you see championship potential in him, Jorge Arce?
Well, I mean, he was like a little buzzsaw.
Yeah.
Guy with a ton of energy, and to be honest, I didn't really see a whole lot of skill in him, but I seen tremendous heart and tremendous work ethic.
And was that down in Tijuana or Mexico City? Or?
No, it was in Mexico City in Alto May.
Okay. And what about Arce's career has stood out to you from when he became a champion to the losses to now? Like, what stood out about him?
Well, I mean, he's a warrior. I mean, Arce's a warrior. I mean, he's a guy that has no quit in him. He has no quit in him, and he's the type of fighter that's going to be willing to die in the ring. You know, so I mean, you gotta have respect for him.
When did you see his upset over Wilfredo Vasquez last year? I mean, what did you think?
I didn't even realize that was supposed to be an upset.
Well,
I mean, he beat him so easy.
Yeah.
You know, so I didn't know anything about Vasquez, to be honest. So I guess I never did look at him as the favorite. So
All right.
it didn't really matter. I mean, I looked for Arce to beat him, and he did.
And what about Arce going up against Donaire? They're talking about that fight, Staples Center in October. What do you think of that matchup?
That's a good matchup.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that Arce's probably been in a lot more wars, and he's probably more on the downside than the upside. But I mean, I know one thing that he's gonna give it his all, and he's gonna have some great moments in the fight as well, I think.
And if Donaire fights like he did Saturday, to where he's kind of loading up, could that play in Arce's favor? Maybe that type of fight.
Well, not necessarily, because Arce is more of a winger. He's not really a boxer.
Yeah.
So basically, maybe that style may even work better with Arce, because they're going to be banging, and that's the type of fight it's going to be. It's going to be a knockdown, drag-out fight.
All right.